What's going on, guys? My name's Spence,
And I'm Mitch.
and we're two brothers that really love King of the Hill, and we are reviewing every single episode in the series. And today we are on Season 2, Episode 10, Bobby Slam.
Bobby Slam.
And I think this is a super interesting episode, and one that I also think has aged pretty well in the grand scheme of things. It's all about middle school sports and girls wanting to enter predominantly male sports and that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's definitely got a lot of interesting things to say.
It tackles the touchy subject of sexism.
Yes, it does actually. And like most things when it comes to King of the Hill, I think they do a pretty good job in navigating such a fraught subject.
Yeah, they really do. It's akin to the Season 1, Episode 2.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, where they talk about sex education. And we get a little glimpse of Bobby and Connie's ever-developing relationship. And Connie is now visiting Bobby to play video games. And Connie's probably making Bobby smarter in the process.
In 1998, a kid having a computer in the room is crazy.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty rare.
Pretty invested.
Con is all about appearances, right? So he wants to make sure that he shows off and that he has all the best stuff.
That's right, yeah.
But Peggy gets the call for a substantial substitution gig. And I love this where Hank does the double take when he hears that she's got called up for gym.
So, where are you stationed today, soldier? Fort Mathematics?
Oh, today I'm teaching gym.
Whoa, now that's serious, Peggy. Gym is where a boy learns teamwork and the importance of winning.
Actually, I'm teaching girls gym.
Oh, good luck to you.
He quickly loses interest.
Yep. And this guy's pitch for basketball always stuck with me. I don't know what it was.
Baseball, no bouncing at all.
But he is right. It's the only sport where you really get to bounce a ball. So if that's your thing, basketball's for you. And Bobby's just wowed by the wrestling presentation. And I wanted to mention something that maybe you guys in the States can tell us if this is different, because obviously went to school up here in Canada. And for my gym experiences, they never sex segregated the sports except for specific ones like wrestling and rugby. Is we didn't have football. My school had a very prolific rugby team, but whenever we would do those sports, we were segregated out. But for everything else, we're playing soccer, basketball, whatever. The boys and the girls were all playing together.
I definitely never had a problem with the girls in gym class.
Yeah, me neither. I'd be interested to know if this is like a common thing in America where in gym class they're split apart. But yeah, it's not common up here. So we learn that Bobby gravitates to the wrestling team very quickly, and he's already wowed. Gets to wear the great headset, and he just thinks like the holds are just so fascinating. You can see that they definitely didn't take the girls' sports seriously, which I think it's pretty sad. Again, I don't know if that's a common experience, but I think that you gain a lot of intangible skills through sports. Skills like being in a team and learning how to cooperate and that kind of stuff.
Communicate.
Yeah, how to communicate. And I love this scene too where Hank is just over the moon that Bobby has joined a real team.
Dad, guess what? I joined a team.
A sports team?
Wrestling. It's the best sport ever, Dad. There's no running.
Way to go, boy. Wrestling's a damn fine sport. Hell, it's an Olympic sport. You hear that, guys? Bobby made a school team today without me even being the coach.
Congratulations, Hank.
And all his buddies cheer him on. That's the best part.
So they are not giving Peggy the resources that she deems that she needs in order to teach the class.
Some pretty harsh budget cuts, I must say.
Yeah, no kidding. You can't find like one basketball, like literally one basketball. What the fuck does that cost you? $10 tops?
Yeah. They can't be very much, especially when you're buying them in bulk, eh?
Oh, man. And we also learn a little bit about Peggy's past, where she wanted to be part of a lot of sports teams, and she actually had a lot of skill, but she was shut down as a kid, and especially back in whatever that would be, the 60s or 70s.
It's always a shame to piss away talent.
Yeah, no kidding. Especially because she's very skilled, especially when it comes to softball. We'll learn about that.
We'll learn all about that.
But knowing Peggy, she's not one to take no for an answer, so that probably just fueled her.
And then Hank passes down the family cup.
And I love this little gag by Bobby.
There's holes in it. How am I supposed to drink out of this?
Bobby, it's not for...
Gotcha!
And Hank totally bought it too.
Nice. There's bloater, bro.
And Bobby is much more interested in clowning around as usual than the sport so much itself.
I work with a guy like that. He's just so dang lovable. We can't get rid of him.
And Connie is very disappointed in the education she's getting from gym class. And she's usually, I'm assuming, used to getting like top tier education, right?
Yeah. Used to leading the pack.
I like how Connie just slips out of his hold. And Bobby's like, that was not real wrestling, but good try then. And coaches here ask Peggy to move the women's general sports or the girls' general sports, and she pushes back and gets basically shut down by the school system.
She gets shut down hard, yeah.
That must cut her deep.
For sure. I don't stand for sexism, so this one, I was always hardcore on Peggy's side.
Yeah, I agree, especially because, again, like we came from a school system where this was not at all part of it, right? Everyone got the same equipment, the same training. It was the same gym teacher teaching both the boys and the girls, except for specific circumstances. And Peggy learns or is able to figure out that Connie, she wants to wrestle.
She has to wrestle.
I think that's how they pronounce it. Another great Hank moment where he's happy that Bobby's not the pig in the blanket.
He's the chef. I hate this coach too.
Yeah, he's a big goof. And he reminds me of my gym teacher, honestly. I had a gym teacher like this guy. Now she makes the pitch to bring Connie into wrestling, and he shuts it down immediately because wrestling is a boy sport, apparently.
Comes back to bite old Kleehammer.
Yeah, because they're going to get first her parents involved, and then there's also Con will then threaten to bring legal action against the school.
That's a bit extreme.
Yeah, it's probably not something that he would follow through with, but once you can start throwing around things like discrimination, the school is probably going to stand up and listen really quickly.
Oh, yeah. Or the words like lawsuit.
And initially, they're not on board with the idea of Connie wrestling, but they quickly come around realizing that it might help make her stand out amongst all the Asian students.
Oh, man, that's wild. That's something that we never experienced here either, really, as kids preparing for college at that age.
Yeah. But Con, especially after being told no, is basically like, you're putting my daughter into wrestling no matter what.
I like Bobby's body language there when he's drinking his Gatorade.
He's right. Gatorade, lemon lime Gatorade is a anytime Gatorade.
That's right. Lemon lime is the best.
It's true. And this guy is a total dickhole. Basically takes out the fact that Connie wants to join the wrestling team on Bobby. But then Bobby takes it out on Connie. And as you can see, just shit rolls downhill, as they say.
Absolutely. It's coming back to bite Peggy in the bum.
And that's what happens when you fight the system, right? And the system will try and fight back against you. So you got to be prepared for that shit.
And that upsets Hank, for sure.
Because, yeah, now they're at odds, right? And then there's another famous Dale rant here.
Ever since they had that big women's conference in Beijing, co-ed sports has been the #2 priority on the international feminite agenda. You want to know what the #1 priority is?
Please, not right now, Dale.
Co-ed bathrooms.
Yeah, he was actually right.
I remember at work, because I work at a very male-dominated field, they used to have all the individual bathrooms sex segregated, and the women's bathrooms would almost never get used. And then they changed it to anyone can use any bathroom, and it was like the best change ever. There used to be like lineups and shit for the bathroom, and that changed everything.
I still have to poop in an outhouse.
We now learn that Coach Kleehammer has put Bobby and Peggy in a very uncomfortable position, and Connie, of course, where they have to fight each other. And as they mentioned, that's just a lose-lose situation, fighting a girl.
That line actually always stuck with me. It's a class lose.
It is, because as a guy, it's like you win and you're the guy that beat up a girl, and then you lose and you're the guy who got beat by a girl. Fucking Coach Kleehammer. This is such a weird training exercise. I don't know why Hank came up with this one.
I think it's old school.
Is it A? Okay.
I think so. I'm just speculating.
Explode! Explode, boy! Come on, Bobby, light the fuse. You're a keg of dynamite. That's it, boy. You got him where you want him. Time to really explode. Keg of dynamite.
This is the first appearance of Clark Peters.
Oh yeah, I think you're right. I think this is the first appearance of Clark Peters.
I always hated his little rat tail.
Yeah, no kidding. Everybody hates rat tails.
Although I also wish they'd make a comeback just to make fun of them again.
And I don't know why she gets so upset by being called Connie the Barbarian. That's like a fucking badass nickname.
Oh, yeah. It's Conan the Barbarian, but Connie this time.
Yeah. And Connie wants to quit the wrestling team, but Con won't let her because he went way out on a limb for her. And honestly, like, yeah, don't let her stop now. Yeah, you guys put her into this position. You should see her through.
Peggy's getting drunk at the batting cages.
Man, you know what? I wanted to go to a batting cage recently, and they must be like a dying art because there was none up here in Edmonton. I couldn't find a single one.
My goodness. Last time I went was, I think, last year. It was fun.
Yeah, no, I love going to a batting cage, hitting a couple of baseballs. That's my personal favorite sport is baseball.
It's my favorite sport to watch, for sure.
It's the only sport I'll watch really is baseball.
It's just, some people find it boring, but man, I don't at all.
Yeah, me neither. I think it's definitely one of the most engaging sports. It's every pitch. It's like you don't know what can happen type of thing.
Everything could change, yeah. This is the gold of the episode, the conclusion that Connie and Bobby came up with.
I know, eh? Totally genius. Absolutely genius way to get around this.
Turn it into entertainment.
And that's what wrestling is. Real wrestling, as they say. Although I've never been a WWE guy myself.
I did until I found out that it was fake, and that wasn't very long. I enjoyed maybe a year and a half of it when I was quite young, and then then the truth was let out.
Yeah, it's a lot harder to take it seriously when you figure out, oh man, this is all just a dramatization.
Getting hit on the head repeatedly with a folding chair.
You just get back up. But yeah, this is the absolute best, the crowning moment of the episode where they just turn the whole thing into an absolute spectacle and everybody loves it.
Everyone except Kleehammer.
Yeah, because he knows he got played. Just going crazy. Mind control.
She's zombified him.
Snap out of it, Bobby.
Yeah, just a perfect way to. Oh yeah, and he's got I forgot the crowning touch, the catch up in the eyes.
It's gone. Oh man.
Yeah, amazing. Excellent job. Excellent way of navigating the whole situation.
And Peggy's hungover.
Oh yeah, that's right. From her trip to the batting cages. Well, that brings us to the end of another fantastic episode. I think this is a classic episode for a lot of people. It's definitely one I remember pretty fondly.
It's a high upper middle for me.
In the upper middle of the pack.
Yeah. Not quite low top.
So what do you give her out of 10, Mitch?
7.5.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable one as well. I'll make it an 8. I'll give this one an 8.
Nice even 8.
Yeah, a nice even 8. Because yeah, this is one that I do remember very fondly and have always appreciated. And the audience score is a 7.7. So this one is definitely, I think, fondly remembered by a lot of people as well.
We pretty much nailed it there, though.
Okay, we got her in the middle. Awesome.
What do we have next week?
Next week for us, we have the unbearable blindness of laying. And if you guys remember, this is another, I think, very classic, solid episode where we meet Hank's mother for the first time. And she brings home a Jewish boyfriend. And I remember this one very fondly as well, so I'm excited for next week.
Me too.
That brings us to the end of another episode, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more King of the Hill content, and we'll be back next week.
See you guys next week.
Take her easy. Bye now.
It's all well and good to talk about equal rights until some man loses his job. How's that equal?
Yeah, and it's worse when they take away our favors because we're used to getting them.